Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the AusDish channel. I'm Matthew, and today we're unboxing the Canon EOS M6 Mark II digital camera. If you like this video, don't forget to give us the thumbs up. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the alerts button to be notified of every time we release a video, and we'll be right back just after this. So, we've got the box open for the first time, and we are presented with the warranty card, the Canon EOS M6 Mark II manual. We'll put them aside. Open up the goodie section. So here we have a Canon EOS strap for the camera, a Canon EOS battery for the camera, a power cord for the charger, the charger unit itself, the electronic viewfinder, the camera base, and last but not least, the 15 to 45mm lens to go on the camera. So we'll set the camera back up and I'll show you these parts individually. Okay, so here we have it. We've got the contents of the box minus a couple of bits of cardboard that were still on these devices. We'll start by putting aside the power cord for the battery charger and the Canon EOS strap, so we don't need those just quite yet, so they're fine. Now we get down to the 5 main components of the box. So we have the Canon EOS battery charger, so it's a great little charger with power cord at the top. It is model number LC-E17E, and we'll put that aside. And we have a battery, and it is model number LP-E17, and it says it's 7.5 watt hours, so we'll get that charged before long. Okay, so we're down to the last 3 components. So we've got the base, the lens, and the electronic viewfinder. So that's not a normal viewfinder with it's optical, it's a proper electronic with a little screen in it. So we'll get everything out and go from there. So we have the camera base, the lens, and the viewfinder. So looking at this straight away, the camera is of metallic frame. This is good, strong, professional looking. It doesn't look cheap, it doesn't look nasty, it's not plastic, it's a strong, sturdy metal frame. I can also see that it's got 3 dials on the top, button on the front for taking your photos, dial on the back. So all these can be used for different things. I've already been told that you can set it up to do aperture, ISO, and you can just turn the dial to change the settings. So loving that. Huge screen, which is another positive. We've got the wired remote for taking button shots. So you push button on the remote and it's wired into here and it takes the photo. I have that for one of my other Canon cameras, so I'll try that afterwards. The mic input as well, I'll look into that. We actually use the lapel mic that I'm using now that has a 3.5mm, so I'll be looking into that as well. The flash, now this is quite aggressive, I've been told, so if I push this, that thing jumps forward fast. So don't have your face near this, I'd say. It will get whacked in the face if it's close. This is brilliant because the flash you can bounce back with your finger off the, so it bounces the flash off the ceiling. Ability to hold that back a fair way. So that's a brilliant, it's a little R2D2 style flash that hides away in there. Love it. Shoe on the top, which we can put our accessories in there. Now the viewfinder attaches in here as well. Now it's got some little connectors in here. So when we go forward with this guy, this slides off without pushing the unlock key. But to get this viewfinder off the shoe, you need to push the little unlock button. So just letting people know you're not going to reef it around that. This also has a lot of little connectors here, and I would highly recommend that you put the covers back on this and don't leave them in the bag without them. So that slides in until you hear the click, that little click. Now that's on there, and you could use this viewfinder instead of this viewfinder. Personal taste, or depending on the scenario of you taking photos or footage. So love it. To get that off there, it's a matter of holding down the button on the side and sliding that off. And highly recommend get that back on as soon as possible so you're not damaging it. Or I also like to put the cover back in the top in the shoe if you're not using that as well. The screen on the back is brilliant because it folds all the way up to the top, so the person in front can actually preview what they're recording. If you're the operator of the camera from behind, then you've got the ability to have this at multiple angles all the way to down. So it's got a lot of different angles there you could use. The M50 folds out the side. This being the M6 Mark II, they've went with the overhead. Now right beside that at the top you've got your manual focus, autofocus, another good option there. On the top here I can also say C1, C2, so custom 1, custom 2, so you can put your family photo settings on one, landscape settings on the other, and you can flick between them really easy. You're not having to alter everything all the time, so love that. On and off switch at the top, nice and easy to get to. Coming over the side you've got USB-C and a HDMI micro in there. Underneath you've got your battery compartment with the SD card slot in there as well. And that also has the tripod mount there, the wired remote control, and the 3.5mm microphone there. Front you've got the button to unlock the lens, so what we'll do is we'll take the lens cover off the lens, we'll take the cover off the frame. Now we line up the dots, so it's dot to dot, white dot on the top, white dot there, put them together, and that will sit in nicely until you hear the click again, and then that's locked on. Now this particular lens has a locking feature, which means you can't turn the lens until you unlock. When you get past the 15mm you hear a click, and that means you can't go back to that until you hold down the button to go back. This has been really well designed. Considering the older Canon that we've got, I wish it had half the features. So we've still got the battery on charge at the moment because we've just unboxed it. So hopefully we'll get a follow-on shortly. We'll do a bit of movie magic by charging battery and cutting back. We'll clean this up. Another thing for those that have never used the Canons that much before, these two covers screw together and go in your bag. So my first thing to do would be putting those in the bag and probably attaching the Canon EOS strap to this as well, and then we'll get the battery in there and away we go. Okay, so we have our charged battery and we have our SD card. So we'll place the SD card, the label side facing the battery compartment, into the slot and push it down to your clicks, and then we'll get the battery and we'll put that same way, so the prongs on the bottom, so label towards the top, the join, the smallest part of the join on the battery goes towards the front of the camera this way. So now we have that in there, you can turn it on. And the first thing we're prompted with is to put our date, time and zone. So is it a touch screen? Yes, it is a touch screen. So let's try, oh, there we go. So look at that first dial. So today is the 10th, the 9th. So let's run that through there. Click on the next one. 10th, the 9th, 2020. We'll put a time in there as well, so see if it's got 12 hour or 24. So it's got 24-hour time, so that's going to be 16, oh, and that's going to be 10, and let's see if we've got one here, so we say plus 10, and let's see if we've got, oh look at that. Can't see Brisbane, but it's close enough to it. And so and rotate the lens to enable shooting. Okay, so this is where that unlock switch is what's required. So we push that and turn that. Now I do have a lens cover on at the moment, so we'll get nothing on the screen just yet. So basically that is where we go. So if we go auto, look at that. So it's got some advanced features on this. I'm not going to get all into how to shoot photos, how to shoot video, or go through all that. Just remember it is an unboxing at the moment, but this will probably be the last video that we're shooting on our current camera, and we'll be using this one going forward. So to me, that's it unboxed. It turns on and it's running. So we've just been outside and taken a couple of quick little photos, nothing spectacular, just a little bit of stuff from around the place, but that was our first photo. And I take it, yep, you can roll through the photos with that. So, and I take it this one up here allows you to zoom in. So that's brilliant. So you could very easily take a macro shot out of that one photo. So that is a small little piece of grass, and that's just with this 15 to 45 mil. So where is it there? So that was the original photograph, like that, but you could very easily crop out a macro out of that if you wanted to. Let's go back and pick a different photo. These are quite good. These are just some grass. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to hit the like, and we'll get to more content created shortly. Stay tuned for more. Hit that subscribe button.